What's going on, guys? Thrills in the block back again. We're working on the Pole Hunter Camaro, and in this video we're going to be taking care of welding in the small patch panels where the rear turn signal's at and the triangular shaped piece where my hand is to finish up all the metal work on the back end of the car. Now this particular portion of work was a little bit time consuming. Just cut, recheck, cut again, cut a patch, weld it in, cut a piece, weld it in. As you can see, I'm working back and forth to work the rear quarter into the back of the tail panel. I did this with the bumper in place, so I had an idea of how everything would fit together since I didn't have the original portions of the car, and all this is aftermarket patch panels. Filling in this patch panel back here. I'll take this piece, roll it around here as you can see, and then we'll match it up to this panel here on the inside. There's a slight taper on the back. It won't be straight up and down like the factory panel was, and the reason why is when we bring this spoiler across, it's going to come flush into this and flush into the trunk, or flush into the pan at the back. So with the spoiler, it's going to come down and flush with the tail pan. On the original 70 to 73, the spoiler, and even on the 74 to 78 and up, the spoiler actually overhangs the pan. On the 70 to 73, it overhangs the depth of the fiberglass. I'll put a picture up here. I decided to make all this flush, so that is why the tail pan sits back that far. That'll get all filled in with metal. Then I'll bring that piece, just like I did on the other side in here, we'll fill this in and roll around the back. Just lay this up here. All right. You see it fills in that gap underneath there. And this is gonna roll right down into the tail pan. And when that does, this will drop down. It's actually sitting up a little high, you can see right there. So I'll hammer that down, get this piece to drop down. Once it drops down, then we'll follow that line across here and meet it up, and all this will be flushed in. Just gonna do a quick look around here. Got one more piece to put in back here. On this side, got a little spot to fill in here. Put that little piece up there so I can weld that in. Trim that off. Fill these holes all the way down through here. Grind this down. Probably a few small holes to fill here and there. Over here on the driver's side, we're pretty much where we need to be at. We've got some more grinding to do. Grind these welds down. And then we'll be moving on to a couple other areas. Grind all that down, of course. So it's one little area over here on the driver's side. Have to fix the back of this fender, or the front of the fender. Yeah. Fix this part of the fender, And there's an area down here we're going to cut out, put a little patch in. Over on the passenger side, we got a couple little holes here, which I think I can weld those up. I'll have to put a patch in on that one. The other ones will weld up fine. And then there's some holes down here on the rocker panel from the trim, which is no longer on there. So we're going to weld all those little holes up down through there. Finish stripping this door down. I'll strip the other door down as well. And I think once we have all that stripped down, that will take care of the work on the body. And once the body work's done on the exterior, as far as getting everything stripped down, ready for primer, we'll move inside and take care of those floors. All right, so what I'm doing here, because this is a complex bend, this is smooth. Now on the corner of this pan should actually be over more, but because I extended the top of this tail pan out to flush everything out, it ends up being a little bit short. So I'm gonna put a filler piece in there. This is just another piece of metal from a cab corner of a truck that I did some time ago. Same gauge as the new stuff. So that little contour bend that's right there, I've got in this piece. I'm gonna lay this up in there and tack weld this in on the left side. And after I get it tacked in, I'll trim this back side out. Instead of trying to make this piece all at one time, I'll tack it in, then we'll trim it up, weld it all in there, and it'll work just fine. Marking up those tail lights, making sure I've got a good fitment on the back of the tail panel. The holes on this new pan are a little large, perhaps. You can see the gap in there. That may be normal. If we need to, we'll make some adjustments. So the fitment of this replacement pan is okay. Nah, it's pretty decent, I guess. It's not perfect. Of course, these cars, even from the factory brand new, had quirks and whatnot, but fits pretty good. The lights are gonna look good in there for sure, like they're supposed to. A little bit of a gap up there at the top. But we will see how it all looks once. Take a little bit more time and make some adjustments, which I have tweaked the back panel a little bit to get those lights to fit in a little bit better. It was a little bit work from shipping, honestly. So just taking a hammer here and there, straightening those things out. But she is shaping up like a 70 to 73 should be at the back. Got a bit more paint to remove and a few more welds to grind down. And we'll get some filler back here and start smoothing things out.